Okay. And I put it on live.
There you go. Yeah, well, like I was saying, man, when you do chemo, man, it ruins your taste buds, man. Like everything tastes like steel or iron. It's disgusting, man. It's very much disgusting. So you want to eat, but you can't because it tastes disgusting, man. That's why I was leaning towards a lot of tomato paste or tomato based food like pasta, ketchup, because I could taste that. Pizza, anything with ketchup or pasta sauce or something like that in it, I ate all the time. Period. Like, and then when it came to drinking, I couldn't drink water because water tasted just like the stuff. You know what I mean? So I was drinking juice. I don't even drink juice, but I was drinking orange juice, soda, Hawaiian punch, any kind of juice based whatever, man, just to get something other than the taste I had in my mouth already.
For real?
Yeah,
Man.
matter of fact,
So let me get this straight. So if you ate something kind of tomato based, it was easier.
yes, yes. That's why I did that. Definitely why I did that. Like when I tried eating regular food, like chicken, or it had to be some kind of sauce on it. It had to
Uh,
be like barbecue sauce. Again, pasta sauce. It had to be a sauce. It couldn't be like a regular. For instance, I couldn't eat a cheeseburger.
mm,
You know what I mean? I couldn't eat a cheeseburger. You know why I couldn't eat a cheeseburger?
no.
Because it had no kind of sauce on it. I couldn't eat a what is sauce? I couldn't eat any kind of regular food. I couldn't eat, man. So it was just bad,
Hey,
you know? Yeah.
you know what, man? I know that it's tough, man. When you're going through all this, it gotta be crazy. You
Yeah,
gotta.
man. But like,
I was really afraid when you said you had cancer. You had to do a lot. I said, damn, it's gonna be a lot.
and that's one of the our oncologists said. Even my surgeon who removed the testicle with the tumor on it, he said that just because it's cancer doesn't mean it's a death sentence. So don't think that way. And because my case was 85% to 90% successful,
Oh,
he's yeah. So that made it even better. It made it even more reassuring that I was able to, possibly get over it. But then when they found a tumor in my lower abdomen, that's when it got scary.
that's when they got because they was afraid it was gonna spread.
Yeah, and in somewhat it did because after the tumor shrunk, it broke off into three different pieces. Well, two different pieces. One on my lung, and one's on my lower intestine. And they thought it was one on my liver, but it's a cyst on my liver. So
Hey,
yeah, so it was.
can I just say something's on in the background? I can hear the whole station thing. Is there a way you get away from that?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Cool.
How's that?
That's way better, brother. That's way better, man.
Okay, okay.
I'm glad that you like are like telling your story, man.
Well, for a while, I wouldn't tell anybody. I wasn't gonna tell anybody anything. I'm private. I'm a very private person. Like it's like anybody else. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. So I wasn't gonna tell anybody at all. And Trenda convinced me, like, you know what, you should say something. I was like, nah, it's not. I don't want that. I don't. Like everybody who knows me, whoever I speak to or communicate with, I'm cool with them knowing, but I don't want the fake love from everybody else.
Yeah.
That was my deal. You know what I mean? So when I finally decided to tell everybody, that's why I told yourself, Uncle Nate, Uncle Andre, Nicole, our cousin Nicole,
Mm-hmm.
and I told of course my siblings and Grandma Joan and and that was about it. Our circle, pretty much our circle.
Yeah.
Main crew. So yeah, that, was pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, When did you start the weed though? When did you start smoking
Oh,
weed, and how did it make you feel with your
man.
cancer, man?
Yeah, I started smoking that earlier this year. I would say I was gonna do it last year, but I was still going through the neuropathy, the earliest I'm sorry, I was still going through the chemo. The chemo was still prevalent, you know. So I couldn't walk, I couldn't go anywhere.
Hmm.
I didn't really start walking because chemo was over in February. I was did my last treatment in February. I didn't really start walking, feeling better until like around maybe um August, September, you know. So that's when I decided. I said, all right. So then around January, February, I said, why am I going through all this pain and not doing anything? I tried. You can't hear you though.
No, she's all right. She trying to be. She
So
yeah. Go ahead, man.
yeah, so I was trying to be. I was trying to be. I was trying to be. I didn't want to do the drug. I tried all the drugs. I did. I tried because I was doing palliative care.
Yeah.
So I've been doing palliative care. I tried all the drugs, everything they wanted me to do, and it was just bad. I mean,
What those
bad.
drugs supposed to do though?
Relieve the pain to some degree, but all it did is make it worse. Like either like one drug I tried for 6 months, it made me gain a whole lot of weight. So I had to take all the weight off.
Huh.
You know, then I'm in the process of doing that right now. Another drug made me drowsy. Another drug made me loopy. Another drug made me it made me not me. I didn't feel like me at all. It felt weird, like to a certain extent, to where as though I acted erratically. Like I would do stuff I wouldn't do. Like make purchases I wouldn't buy. Like buy certain things. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
certain things if I was in my right mind. So that drug made me do some things that this wasn't me. What else? It was like it's about 6 different drugs, you know. And then I say, why am I not doing? Why am I not doing something that's natural? What about marijuana?
Hmm.
So after that, I was like, I was good. You know, I mean, the pain is still there, but it relieves it to a certain degree where it's bearable, man. You know, it's
Yeah.
bearable. Yeah.
Okay. So how like this is my thing, right? How was it like when you first started feeling the high? Because I know you didn't really do weed before that time, right? This was that your first
No,
time
no, no.
ever?
No, it wasn't my first time, but we wasn't we was teenage years, you know, teenagers
Yeah,
doing
yeah, I know
teenager
what you're saying.
things.
I know what you're saying.
So
So you've had
so when
experience. It wasn't like your
yeah,
first
yeah,
time
yeah.
ever being in. All right, but
Nah,
but but were you glad when you the first time you did it, the first time while you were sick, still trying to heal, when you did it, how did it feel, man? I mean, like, what did it do?
it put me to sleep. It was my first time sleeping longer than 4 hours.
For real?
Yes, I can go to bed at 12 o'clock in the morning and get up at 4 o'clock. I can go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and get up at 6 o'clock. I got 4 hours sleep max. Max.
So it stressed your sleep time. It didn't necessarily take the pain away.
No. Because the thing about neuropathy is it's all day and all night. And it's worse at nighttime than anything else. It's much worse at nighttime because your brain has nothing to focus on. Like during the day, you're watching TV, you're running errands, you're doing what you got to do during the day. So your
Mhm.
mind's not thinking about the pins and needles, and it's not thinking about the cramping and things of that nature, you know. But when you're resting, you know, you're in a resting state, ready to go to bed, your mind isn't enough to focus on.
Yeah, so it just starts running. Mine does anyway.
Yeah. So what happens is the pins and needles become more prevalent, and then the cramping becomes more noticeable. So all night long, I'm rubbing my feet together, my hands are being rubbed together. I'm doing that all night long. So it's a restless night.
So
So the
so
mirror,
so how this is about weed versus alcohol. Could you have done alcohol instead?
I hate the taste of it.
Oh, okay. What did they tell you not to take alcohol, or could you have taken it
They
with your drugs?
no. Not just that, but by me doing chemo, because I wasn't an alcohol drinker, it actually helped me even more as far as getting rid of the tumor.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. I didn't know that alcohol played that big a role. And
Yeah, very much so, because that's the first thing they ask you before your chemo. Do you smoke and do you drink? And if
mm,
you do either or, you must stop because it'll counteract the chemo and it won't work.
oh, that's crazy.
Because chemo is already a poison,
Of
you
course.
know. And then you add tobacco to that, and then you add alcohol to that.
So you just putting too much poison in your body. Your body can't kill everything.
Not just that though, with the alcohol, it's a man-made thing. So it's already destroying your liver. And the thing about chemo actually destroys the liver as well. That's why during chemo you get constipated, you have bowel movement troubles, and you got to take like not what's it called? What is it called? The stool softeners. You got to take stool softeners while on chemo because you can't go. Literally, like you cannot. I didn't poop for almost 4 days.
Whew.
Yes, I was scared to eat. Like I'm hungry, I want to eat, but I can't. I can urinate all day, but it's telling me a bowel movement, nothing, nothing. So I had to take all these stool softeners, and with stool softeners, you can't drink juice, you can't drink soda, you gotta drink water. So you take a stool softeners and you hate the taste of water. So imagine the worst drink you ever tasted before, and that's what you have to take in order to get a bowel movement. That's what I
Because
had
when
to
you
do.
drink in the water, it tastes like chemo. Is that what you're saying?
Horrible, horrible, man. I mean, horrible.
Well, I'm glad you survived and got through it, my brother.
It's still a fight. It's still a fight, but the big part is gone. The big part of the fight is behind me now. And then again, through you and everybody else, in my circle, help me, calling me, giving me good vibes, asking how I'm doing, sending all the prayers my way, help, because it's more mental than physical is easy to get over with, it's physical.
Hmm.
But the mental part, chemo kind of breaks you. It does. I feel like some people, they tell you all the time, if you can make it in chemo, you most likely will survive. But the mental part of chemo, it will somewhat break you. You don't have nobody in the corner. My wife was definitely a big role. Pushing me, inspiring me to do more and be better and keep on going. Because I was ready to I was done with chemo. By my third treatment, I was done chemo. I didn't want to. I don't want to do it anymore. I did not want to go. I did not want to go. Then the blood clots that happened too. That's also common with chemo. I did not know. Like they don't tell you what's common in chemo. When you think chemo, you just think hair loss.
Yeah. You don't think that?
No, you get blood clots. So I had 3 blood clots in my right arm. My right arm swelled up to the size of a hawk arm. It swelled up that big.
That's
It was.
crazy.
Yeah, I had to get a blood transfusion and everything because now chemo also destroys your blood cells. So your body's not producing blood like it usually would. So I had to get a blood transfusion. My blood count was down to 6, and it's supposed to be above 7 during chemo.
So does it when your blood count's low like that? Do you like?
Super fatigued. Like you feel like you should be bedridden. Like you
Yeah,
cannot. I could hardly. I was wheelchair bound actually during chemo.
I believe
I
it.
couldn't walk. I couldn't walk 15 feet without feeling like I was exhausted. Like I ran 5 miles because it destroys everything. Like I said, my blood count was super low, so I had to get a transfusion. The blood transfusion made me feel like $1 million, $1 million.
Man,
And that was
science now, man.
that's the whole thing about it because of science too as well. We're more advanced and we know more than we did 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
Because 20, 30 years ago, it's not the same treatment as now.
gotcha.
It's not the same treatment as now. So, that's another thing too as well. And also, listening to your doctors. I was very ignorant to that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do everything my way. And I can say this now, but I was an asshole. Straight up and down, an asshole.
You know
Like
what? That's a typical patient in pain, yo.
Yeah, when I did this, I felt a whole lot better. You're telling me to do this. I don't feel better when I do that.
Mhm.
But it was the long run they were looking at, not the I'm playing checkers with this pain, they're playing chess with it,
Yeah, yeah, it
so it was
makes
the
you
long
live.
run,
Yeah, I get.
so yeah, it was definitely a trying time. Again, I'm happy that it's over and done with. And if I had to choose between alcohol and marijuana, I would definitely choose marijuana. Alcohol is cool if you want to party, whatever you want to sit at home, relax, whatever you want to do. Alcohol is cool, that's fine. But when it comes to pain, it
Hmm.
definitely you don't want to do alcohol because that to me that I think that causes more depression than anything else.
Okay.
That's a whole different lane. I would definitely do marijuana more than anything else.
All right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate the truth that you told, man. I appreciate that, man. And I want to say hi to Eric. What's up, Eric? Man, it's good to see you, man. I want to say hi to Carmen. Hi, Carmen. Hey, Carmen, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. You there?
I'm here.
All right, man. It's good to see you. This is my nephew, Don, up top there.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too as well.
I have to be honest with you. I learned a lot. I'm gonna walk into something the possibility that I will probably lean towards weed or marijuana.
Okay. Okay.
Um, um, I have heard, but now I never had to be kind of like forced to look into how it's gonna benefit me, and now I have. I will share that I was just diagnosed with breast cancer. And
Oh wow.
I have
Okay.
encouraged one of my dear friends when she was going through breast cancer that I have heard about the medical marijuana that she should do it. And she chose not to because she of whatever the religion she follows. And so only a couple of times in the 8 years that she went
You
through
know
the
because of
struggle, it's still
religion?
yeah, she was more worried about how it would look.
Would look versus her health.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. I
Dang,
can't
Wow.
even
man, that's
I can't
insane.
make it up. I can't make it up.
Woo! Jesus.
So um I was not in a position to tell her exactly how it will help, but I know I heard how it would, especially about the appetite. Um, and she never went through with it. So now for
Okay.
myself, I am.
Good. That's good to know. Because
I
again,
will.
pain. Yeah.
Good.
She's in an extreme pain
She's
I
in
all
bet.
the
extreme
time.
pain.
But now I can't. It's not that I can't worry about her, but now I got to see how it suits me in my progress in this ride that I'm going to go on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Shoot. I'm trying to get Eric to unmute himself.
I
I keep hitting tap ask to unmute. He won't unmute himself. Maybe he walked away for a minute. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm glad you. You know what? Now I'm glad that you two are on here because I know that. Look, I know all about facing that pain toward death. You know what I'm saying? I've
yeah.
done it a few times, and I found weed this last time that I had to had an operation. I had two cysts on my liver, and they were big, and they had to be drained, and they didn't know what caused it. Like the uncertainty of it all was crazy, and this whole time, all I was on was like regular meds. They wouldn't give me any crazy medicine. They just gave me medicine that wasn't narcotic. You know what I'm saying? So they was giving me Tylenol and stuff. Let me tell you something. It was the worst time of my life. It was pain I can't even explain. They had to dig into me. They started from here down to my liver. They had to put a tube, and actually it was a tube, and it was metal, and they actually had to dig in and bore all the way down there. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt, and I felt it the whole time. They didn't knock me out. I was conscious during the whole thing.
They just
So
numbed you. So they just numbed you. That's all they did was
they
just
just
numb you.
numbed me a little bit, but they didn't like numb me with a needle or anything. They just had me hooked up, you know, to an IV, and they just shot it in me. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it was a horrible experience, man. I had to do it more than once. You know what I'm saying? I had to
I
do 3
remember.
different operations, man. It was crazy. It was
I
crazy.
remember.
The first time they went and they said they was going to just take a little bit out, drain one part of it, and the other side should drain with it, and it didn't. So they had to take that tube out and then put it to do the whole operation all over again, and reach the other side. And then they drained that, but they messed up. They nicked my liver. You know what I mean? And it was bloody looking. The stuff that was coming out, it was crazy looking. And I can remember thinking, I'm probably gonna die. I just knew it. I was probably gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I remember thinking, look at all that blood. It's not right. It was during a whole the epidemic, the pandemic. It
Yeah,
was
you were
all
going through the same time I was going through it.
yeah, yeah. It was crazy, man. And
Remember that.
now, you know, I'm telling you, and during that, I developed a crazy back pain, like because I was bedridden for so long. I couldn't move. I wasn't crazy. My back was in pain. The everything was just messed up. I was, I didn't even want to talk to people. I just wanted to just be by myself because I didn't want to feel like I had to make people feel okay. You know what I mean? I didn't want to. I
You
didn't
won't
want.
be a burden.
I didn't want to have to entertain. Let me put it that way. Like I didn't want somebody calling me up all the time, and then I have to explain what's happening to me. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be left alone. I had my phone. I would just put my headphones on and just lay through the pain. You know what I mean? And when I got out, I was trying to get some real medicine. You know what I'm saying, for my primary. And he was like, because of the blood thinners you on, I can't give you anything. I was like, what? He's like, all I can do is give you some Tylenol. That's it. So I didn't even have like pain medicine that would help the healing along. You know what I'm saying? But weed now, I was able to get my card and in the moment I started smoking, I actually got some sleep. I actually fell asleep. Most of my nights were up and down. Maybe I got 2 good hours, maybe. You know what I mean? And the weed just took all that away. It made me be able to be unconscious for a certain amount of time. And that's when I started feeling the difference from my body. You know what I mean? And let me tell you, I wanted to take a few drinks too. I said I'm going to do whatever, but I knew that my liver was messed up. They just operated on my liver 2 times. You know what I mean? So I had to do something safe, and weed was the only safe thing out there. Now they can tell you all this good stuff about Tylenol, but let me tell you something. There's nothing like sleeping through your pain. Nothing like it. I never thought for once that I would like use this in this way as a medical, treatment for me. But and the funny thing about weed is, the moment you stop taking weed, the moment you stop, it seems like there's some type of uh, 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 euphoria, I would say. Like after the next day when you wake up, there's a type of euphoria. You feel like everything is good. You know what I mean?
Like a week after.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is good. And so weed does have a lot of great things about it. I love weed. I smoke it. I was smoking it before I was sick. Got me going.
Look, you
And
dying now.
that's not weed though. That's good. But I was smoking but I was smoking it before, and it was just something to calm my day because I suffer from like severe depression, borderline, bipolar, all that old dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? I suffer like all the other Americans. You know what I mean? So I don't take medicine for it, but you know, the weed it helps me. It helps me not think so hard and long. You know what I mean?
You
So
hear me,
so
brother?
huh?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Hmm.
you, bro. I hear you,
All right,
man.
man. I hear you. All right.
All right, cool. And now you know what I'm saying? Alcohol versus weed. I don't even really drink alcohol no more. Like I don't even think about it. It's not even something that I want to do. It's something when I want to party, then I do it. But outside of that, if I'm the only one in the room, I don't even bother no more, man. I'll just go upstairs. I know I'm gonna smoke my weed and I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna have a good night. But you know, that's my weed versus alcohol story. You know what I'm saying? What you got, Eric?
Oh no, man. I'm with. I mean, the whole thing with you talking about like depression and how you're feeling and all that stuff. I mean, I remember when I became a father, like when I was 24,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh man, I gotta stop this. But yet anxiety. I mean, not anxiety as much as just pressure of life. And so I went to the doctor, and I'm like, yo, I need something to take me off of, stop smoke, because I get home after a stressful day, and then I just would go back to my, wherever, through my life, burn down. But I'm like, man, should I be doing this? I mean, like, it's illegal, blah 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 blah. And I went to the doctor. They tried to put me on Zoloft. I'm like, yo, because I'm like, look, I'm like, yo, I'm a father, da da da, and they put me on this shit. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next thing you know, I'm like, I tried it for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, this ain't me. I'm like, it's just like,
Hmm.
and I was like, yo, forget this shit, and I just went back to weed. But it's a shame that it's not legal because like there's so many people out there on medication that really, you know, at the end of the day, if you could just go back and smoke a joint and just relax for a second, and that's it. But now they want to lock you up and put you on a DUI if you
Yeah.
drive, and they go so yo, I need to take blood or something like that. And next thing all of a sudden you're on a DUI because it's not regular, it's not legal. And
Mm-hmm.
it just kills me that you can't choose your poison, I guess you could say, if you have to take a poison. They'll go ahead and they'll prescribe you Zoloft and this and whatever else they want to try to keep you like from not like going out and like wanting to strangle somebody.
Yeah.
And but yet if you smoke weed, they want to put you in jail. And it's twisted to me.
It
That's
is twisted because you know what? They'll put you in jail for weed, but they don't do that as much anymore. But doctors can prescribe it to you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You got to get a card now. Like, since
yeah,
I'm in Pennsylvania, I got my card. I smoke legal weed, so I could come
right.
on here and talk my crap. You know what I'm saying?
No, and you
Same
So,
can,
thing here. Same
and
thing
you
here.
and
I'm
you
in
can.
Maryland.
They'll still lock you up though. I mean, if you
yeah,
have active
they
cannabis,
have the ability to lock you up, but only if it's like a federal charge. They can't charge you for the state
right,
if you're illegal if you got the card. You
right.
know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about the card. But I still think it should be legal for everybody. I
Yo,
don't
man,
see a reason for it not to be. I know a lot of people are worried about drug addiction and all that, but look, they made opiates illegal. They were legal. The
yeah,
doctors were prescribing them, and now I live in the hood and I can't go outside without seeing someone either shooting up.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to kill. Outside they outside cops everything just shooting up. Nobody
Nope,
does anything. You can't
no,
even call
no,
the cops on them. They won't do nothing.
nope.
You know what I mean? But they still trying to make a profit off of that. They're trying to make a profit off of drug addiction. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like these guys out here, these people, and they're not even from around here, man. They come from towns where the whole town is stuck. You know what I'm saying? Because they got them addicted to opiates. And I just feel like, you know what? If they just had some weed, they wouldn't have to lost their whole life.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They've basically lost their whole life following a doctor's order. You know what I mean? And now they're
Yeah.
out here, and they are fiends. It doesn't matter how you become a fiend. Once you're a fiend, you's a damn fiend. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
no way, and it's almost nearly impossible to stop. Something has to happen to make you stop. Like you ain't going to just stop. Only I've heard of people saying, "I just stopped." Yeah, one person. I look around, nobody has just stopped. Maybe you stopped, but the odds are it's too hard to pull for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna
And
cut. It's gonna cut. You're gonna. And you never really stop. I mean, it comes down to it. The fact is, at some point when you restart again, you're just gonna start again.
it's just going to start again.
But you know what? People restart. That's when they binge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I can tell
know,
you from
then
my
that's
experience
when.
because I used to be a hardcore drug addict, so I can tell you just from my experience. As many times I've tried to stop doing drugs, I think for 5 years I enjoyed doing drugs. It was fun. It was the best ever. It was like
Becomes a
being with
job.
God to me. But 15 years after that, it was hell, yo. It was hell every time. You know what I mean? So it took me 15 years to learn how to stop doing drugs. Like crack cocaine at the time. It took me
Right.
15 years to get out of that. I see these guys out here, they're young. By the time they turn
Mhm.
35, 40, they may have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because it's because out of the beat down that it gives you. But, you know, I think this country is so backwards on things that we back up and the things that we don't like admit.
But don't
But that's the
publicly talk
problem
about
with.
that.
But
Go ahead,
that's
my man.
that's privatized insurance. Like this is the country that privatized insurance. No other country has that. You know,
But
no other country privatizes
Really,
insurance.
I didn't
You
know
know,
that.
yeah, everybody else insurance is paid for by their country. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a tax. This country has privatized insurance. These truck companies run the country now.
They do. They do.
Like 20 years ago, you didn't see an ad for insulin. You know, an ad for and the ad. These drug ads remind me of the old Newport ad, pay in like newspapers and magazines. A
I ain't
person
never
eating a
tried that.
pizza. A person eating a pizza. Newport. You're like, well, what do I do with some cigarettes? You
Because
know what
they
I'm
go
saying?
the cigarette and the pizza go together. The taste of the cigarette with the pizza.
It's just weird. Like you never these ads are hilarious. People swinging on swings, and then you hear the side effects, anal bleeding,
You know what I'm
restless
saying?
leg syndrome. You may throw up. You may have headaches. If your tongue swells, call a doctor immediately. You're like, well, what the hell?
It's crazy.
And then they make
Well,
up these dumb symptoms. They make up, oh, if you work 8 hours every day and you come home and you're tired, something's wrong with you. Take this drug.
if you're urinating too much, you feel like you're urinating too much.
Yeah. You may have an enlarged testicle or whatever they want to call it. It's crazy. They got a drug for everything,
Everything.
man.
Look, when
You
I
got
was
2020. If you got 2020 vision, something may wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. Take this drug. It's just I don't understand it, man.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I know this. I had diabetes for a very long time, and I remember when I first got it, no one ever said anything about weed. Like, no one said marijuana could help you with your diabetes.
Oh,
They tried to give me insulin, and they had me on like I forget which one. They had me on two insulins, and I had to take 75 units in the morning and 35 units at night. And I can remember thinking this is going to kill me. Like I used to take the needle and give myself a shot, and and it would hurt sometimes, and then I would get a black circle on my belly. So I had a whole lot of black circles on my belly. You know what I mean? Where I would give the shots. And I remember thinking to myself, this can't be right. Why am I taking the insulin? The only thing insulin does, it doesn't help you. It just lowers your sugar rate. It takes your sugar away. You know what I'm saying? Because your body can't get rid of it. So basically, they pretty much advertise, take this insulin and you'll live. You know what I mean? But I was lucky because one day my doctor had an assistant that was horrible, and she had sent me the wrong medicine and told me to take it. It almost killed me. I had to run to I had to run to my refrigerator and grab like these grapes because grapes have a lot of sugar. You really shouldn't eat them, but I still had them, and I shoved them in, man, and it saved my life. You know what I mean? Because I was shaking. I was shaking. I was about to go. You know, and I remember, I told him she did it again, and she did it a second time. The second time, I talked to a doctor, and the doctor said, you know what, Aaron, we're gonna have to give you this insulin, but you're gonna have to wait through the night. So I was like, hold on, what? I'll probably die. I thought I would die if I waited through the night and didn't have my insulin, right? So the next night they came and my sugar was like 135, and I was surprised. And that made me look up and find out other information, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things I found out was weed. Weed helps you with it helps with diabetics. It might even prevent diabetes, you know what I'm saying? So I did this, and I can't tell you, man, it changed my life. It changed my life. Weed changed my life a lot.
This usually just keep me out of trouble, to be honest.
Listen, that's a life change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you're dealing with a lot of stress and everything, and they want to go ahead and put you, they want to put some stuff on you when you're dealing with a lot of, when you're just handling stuff.
It's just life, man. Life in general. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Just life in general. Things just get hectic, man.
I caught like right now, like I caught a DUI like in 2017, and I'm not going to get into that. It wasn't like nothing nasty, just pulled me over, and I just refused to give blood. Because I was like, why are you going to have to stick a needle on me just because you pulled me over, kind of thing. And I can't afford to do it just for the plain fact, they might, I could get hemmed up, and it's a shame, really, to be honest. So it is what it is. I mean, but yeah, it's a shame that it isn't legal for how many other things that are legal in this country. That I'm not saying anything should be illegal. Everyone should be able to do what they can do in moderation. But the whole thing is I can't believe that they want to. The laws got to change. Unfortunately, they're going to change. They're going to change. They're going to change too late.
State laws are changing, so you can, as long as you get a medical card. It's the federal laws that got to change.
Right.
Once it becomes legal federally, like for instance, because I live in Maryland, I can smoke in Maryland. But if I go to Delaware, it'd be illegal for me to smoke.
Right.
If I go to Jersey, it'd be illegal for me to smoke. But what I can do is that I can call and say, hey, I'm taking a trip to Delaware. Can I get a temporary card for Delaware? And I can get one.
Right.
Or I can get one for Jersey. I can get one for any state where it's legal in. But what I can't do, I can't go smoking in Alabama where it's illegal. I can't smoke in Georgia, where Georgia just now passed a law to where so you can smoke, but you can't buy, sell, or have it on you. But you can smoke it.
Right.
You just can't buy it. Because for my birthday, I was going to Georgia, and I was trying to get in contact with the state office to find out if I could get a temporary card to smoke. And they say, well, right now we just passed a law that you can, but we don't have that type of institution that's not institutionalized into our legislation yet. So I gotta wait until that does become part of the legislation to where so I can come from out of town and still smoke, and not be in fear of getting arrested or something like that.
Right. It's I mean, and it's not even like a state to state thing. It's a county to county thing. I mean, in Philadelphia, and you can go ahead and get caught with I think up like to an ounce, and it's just a fine. But you come on my way, Bucks County, forget it. You could have just a couple things, and it's a penalty. It's it. Like, like all of a sudden you're going to jail. Like, or you're definitely. It's not just a fine. It's possess.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're trying to get you for everything they possibly can.
Oh hell yeah!
Like
It's always
distribution and everything else, huh?
yeah. It's like that.
Oh.
It's like that up here, and that's how their
Well,
moneymakers
I
are.
see, that's the problem with the system, man. They have a budget. Like they have like not a budget, but they have a protocol of how much they have to do in order. Like they have to arrest a certain amount of people. You know what I'm saying? For
To make it
this
look
and
good
that.
for numbers. For
For
numbers.
the numbers,
Yeah.
like they have to. And I'm like,
Like,
that's crazy, man.
That's why
I can't
mayors come
believe
out and governors say, "Oh, crime is 15% down," or
Yeah.
this kind of crime
Yeah.
is 20% down, is because what they do is if they got rid of marijuana, if they got rid of all the marijuana of cases, the crime would drop immediately. All they got to deal with then is burglary and pretty much murders and stuff like that, or domestic violence. That's three things they would deal with. That's it.
And the
If they
counties.
got rid of-
Good. I'm sorry, my man.
Yeah, but if they got rid of that, crime would definitely go down. That's their moneymaker, though.
Yeah, and it's all that DUI and like these
And it
little
falls under
charges.
that category.
Yep.
Right, you're absolutely right. It falls under DUI. DUI
and
and DWI.
I gotta laugh. I mean, not laugh because it's really not funny, but it's like I said, like when I got my DUI, it was in the morning. I just refused to take blood because I was like I haven't got pulled over in like forever, and I just was like, what do you mean you gotta take my blood? But yet. And I ain't hating on anybody because I think everything should be legal. I mean, I'm sure that's not a
I understand what you're saying when you say that.
I'm with you,
I
but
understand what you're
I'm
saying.
with you. I
The
understand.
reason why I understand what you're saying is because you're not forcing nobody to do anything. So I understand what you're saying.
So
And at
so
one,
what I'm
at one time, all this stuff was legal.
yeah. So, but where I'm going with this is like as an example, like you say, like it's a money maker. If you go up to Doylestown right now, you see that beautiful palace they just put up there, their courthouse. It's like it's bigger than the White House. It's beautiful, but that's how they pay for it. And but it cracks me up. They just unfortunately go against all these little people who are just working and this and that. But yet, and I know my man who lives down the street. He's on the corner that he's sitting on the stoop all day just selling drugs, but that takes work to go ahead and arrest him. So they just go around and they just go ahead and just hit all these poor, all these people that are just driving by.
But you know what that's what they do. They check your license plate and they see if you ever arrested and they look it up. Oh, you're arrested before. Let's see if you're arrested before. Oh, marijuana use. So you probably have some on you right now. Let's go ahead and pull you over.
Yep.
Kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. When I had to do my DUI classes back in 17, half the dudes there were there for marijuana, and it was like, like
when I worked in drug and alcohol, and 90% of people were there for marijuana use.
Yep.
90% of people there was for marijuana use.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
It was an easy way to get the numbers.
I'm so sorry, but yet you go ahead and get prescription Oxycontins and all that, but that's okay.
Codeine.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But you, the guy who's going ahead and self-medicating yourself, no, that's a bad. You're the devil. This kind of thing. I mean, like you could be the baddest man in the world, be the best father, be the best thing, be the best everything, just a family man, and then all of a sudden you got to be judged. It's now I'm getting mad.
You know the best thing about marijuana though is that the money they get from that can help make streets, better the roads, better schools, more money for state employees. Like that money, the infrastructure for that trickles down to everybody. Like everything becomes better.
The federal government has no problem, even though, like you say, they don't allow it to be legalized, even in states that are selling it, but they still take that tax money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, California and all that. I mean, I haven't been keep following it because I really do what I want to do anyway. I don't really care what the government says.
See, but in California, it's legalized. Period. Like in California, you yourself can go to anywhere
Right.
you want without a car and it's smoke.
Right, but
But it's
it's
legalized.
not. But federally, I don't think they ever legalized it. Like
No,
they
no,
can
it's
come
not.
it's not legal.
That's
right,
but that's
It's not
why you
legal.
can't
The
go.
Fed,
You
the
can't go to
feds can come and get you
California.
at any time they want.
right, and that's what they keep. They keep that open loophole. They just keep that there, just in case they ever want to change change the rules, and that's
But
crazy.
it,
But
and
they'll
that's
take the
why
tax
you
money.
can do it. Yeah, you can do it in California, but you couldn't go to Washington State and then do that. No, you can't.
Nah.
In that state in which you are, yeah, it's legal, so you can do it all day. That's fine.
No,
But
I'm
as soon as
just.
you try to go across state with it, it's a problem.
I guess what I'm saying is like you got the whatever legal stores out in California, but anytime the government, if they want to, the way they have it set up right now, they can just stop that shit and just say shut down, and that's
They
it.
can stop all this shit, man.
Yeah, that's it. They just there's no, like what I'm saying. It ain't like you could have you go to trial and be like, hey, you're strapping me down, and this is illegal, and get a lawyer. They'll be like, no,
Nope.
what are you doing? Yeah, and
Federal law.
nope, exactly. It's crazy.
And that's one of the crazy things. I think that, like, they if a drug company came and told them that we have a new drug made out of marijuana and we would like to distribute it, it would be legal. They would make it legal.
But that's what happened. What was that stuff called? K2 or K? What was that stuff called? K2.
Yeah,
You saw what happened. You saw what happened with that.
Shut it
That
down.
was crazy.
Hmm.
that was crazy.
A drug company came in and said, "Oh, we got synthetic stuff. We can do this. Oh, all right, then go ahead. You can get K2 at a gas station or whatever."
Why would I want synthetic weed versus real weed?
But that was horrible how it was doing people, though.
You know what I'm saying?
People was slumped.
I was hoping more people would come so we could get some opposition. I want some opposition, yo. I want to hear people really tell, you know what I'm saying? Whether they like it or don't like it, if it's cool, if it's not cool. I want to see all that, man.
Competition. Now, competition breeds. It breeds a more and better quality products.
Well, you know what? I'm like this. Churches are still preaching that this stuff ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain types of people are still telling everybody not to do this drug.
But that's personal though. That's a personal opinion.
It's a personal opinion. But then, when people get sick, you know what I mean? Like Carmen said, she was on earlier, she has a friend, her religion, she afraid that someone's going to see her taking the drug.
And judge her.
Yeah, they're afraid that someone's going to be taking this drug. And I'm like, it's sad, man.
There's only 3% right now.
You got to hide your image of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Your image is more important than you.
It's scary. It's
And
scary.
that's very scary. Like you said, that's very scary, man.
But
you care about how others think about you, but
Public
you
opinion,
gotta,
man,
you
is
gotta
the
look
worst.
You gotta look good outside, and worry about your own health. That's wild.
Right there.
That's wild.
It's sad. It's real sad, man.
Public opinion is like it's a shame that you gotta hide who you are. Like just because you get stigmatized on this stuff.
Yep.
Like, you could be the best. You could have the neighbor next door who doesn't do no drugs, doesn't drink, doesn't eat, doesn't smoke, and they could be the biggest asshole in the world, but legitimately by what public opinion is,
He's a cool dude.
yeah, he's the man. Like, yo, like, I can tell you in my town, there's like a Watt. It's crazy. I'm not going to get into it. But what I'm getting at, but you go ahead, like right now. I mean, I know you don't know me because I'm looking at your screen. I'm sorry, what was your name? Don, what's up, man? Eric.
What's
So,
up?
so the whole thing is like I could sit here and I could be, I took care of kids, family members, housed them, did everything. I've never took a dime from anybody. But yet I'm stigmatized, you got
Because of
people
what you do recreationally.
Yeah, and like it, and I don't even care what my neighborhood thinks, but what I really hate about it is that businesses and when I'm going for employment, that I have to be judged by that or even have to explain that, like. I laugh when I'm like, like I'm sitting here and like, like people like, whatever. Nobody says shit to me, but I'm just saying I know how they think. And I'm like, And I'm like, yo, I'm like, yeah, I smoke weed or I drink or whatever. But yo, I'm up at 6:30 in the morning, jumping on my, handling my business, on my computer. My family's fed, my house is clean, I have no bills, but yet I still have to like feel that way. Like, that I'm like,
I understand. Like you're
yeah,
being judged every time you're being looked at. Like you're
yeah,
being judged every time you're being looked at.
yeah. It is crazy, man. It's just crazy. But
You
I
know what?
understand that.
When you were talking about like, you think that all drugs should be like out there for people to consume at their will.
right,
I'm with you to a degree. I'm with you to a degree. Uh, when crap came out, it
that was crazy.
devastated, devastated
Yeah,
this country,
yeah.
especially the black community. It killed. So my thing is, I think that maybe maybe not. I can't go. Here's my thing. Weed
It's
doesn't hurt
tough.
me.
Right.
Weed doesn't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I know people that overdo it,
Right.
but they still are able to do their life the way they choose to. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like weed and alcohol, they both have kind of the same kind of application. You do too much, you have a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you use it for what it's really made to, it's just made to calm you down and keep you happy, yo. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? It's not made to send you off into a tirade to hurt people. You know what I'm saying? You smoke some weed,
Yeah, marijuana. You're anxious. I smoke marijuana. It calms me down. I'm not
Oh hell
anxious
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
it does the same thing that alcohol does, but it's better for you and it
Oh
doesn't hurt.
hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I don't understand the difference with the people with the when they compare they say stupid stuff like it's a gateway drug. That's not true.
Mm-mm.
No.
If you wanted to do drugs, you gonna do drugs. I never smoked marijuana when I was on crack. I went from alcohol straight to crack, yo.
Yeah.
I had no problem. It was my life. I loved it until I didn't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Right.
saying? And,
And,
and, and, and 20 years later, I finally was able to get my life together, get me a half decent job, stay there. You know what I'm saying? And now I've been there for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? 20 years, cool 20 years. I'm trying to retire soon. Well, in 5 more years, but that's soon when you've been somewhere for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So me finding weed, I don't think about drugs when I smoke weed. I don't think about, what makes this better? I never think that. The only thing I
no.
think is, okay, it's time to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
It's just
Yeah.
relaxing. I mean, it's just. I mean, like when you're serious. When you were serious. As far as since we're all men here, when you're a man and you're handling your stuff, man, shit is stressful. You're taking care of houses and cars and business and
But you know
retire
why? Because as
retirement.
men, we're not allowed to show emotion, man. We got to
Yeah.
deal with our emotions differently than a person, than a woman or a child. Like we're
Right.
seen as strength. So when you're down and you look gloomy or you look sad or you're crying, it's compared to you as a weakness, and
Hmm.
it shouldn't be. You're human like everybody else. Like I heard a friend of mine said, "No one gives a fuck about how a man feels."
And you know
Just
what?
just like that.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me even take it away from men. I guess what I'm going to say is like, let's just say when you're a provider, you know,
True,
when you're a
because
That
there's
provider.
too.
providers
Yeah.
too. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just saying because we know there's a lot of single women out there right now that they
Yeah,
ain't getting
that's
no backup.
absolutely true.
So at the end of the day, what do you do? What I mean, what do you do? I mean, like at the end of the day, like you want to just smoke a
How
joint.
do you wind down? Right.
Yeah. How do you wind down without losing your shit and thinking about that shit all night, waking up in the middle of the night thinking about everything? Yeah, it's crazy. And Aaron, I hear you, man. I like. I guess when I say that term, I think everything should be legal.
Hmm.
I'm saying that kind of loosely. I mean, honestly, obviously, I wish crack was never around
Yeah.
because, like, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Like when if I'll go to the bar every so often. My boy, like, yo, you want a bump? And I'll be like, all right, but I'm not out there. I'm not, it ain't like I get paid on Friday and I'm like looking for something.
Yeah.
And like
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? I think the last bump I took was like 2 years ago, but I was like, it was an event, whatever. It's like, yo, you want to bump in the bed? Yeah, what the fuck, go hook me up. But I don't have that problem, but I know that other people
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, I know this shit's being recorded. I was watching myself there for a second. I'm like,
You're getting too personal, letting out too many
yo,
secrets.
where's this going, man? You ain't posting this shit, right?
This is on YouTube right now, man.
Oh shit.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, that story happened. Allegedly.
And look. Can nobody come after you, yo?
I'm out. No, I'm like kidding.
Oh man.
Shit, man, I never recorded me and a woman yet, man. You get me recorded on this shit.
yeah. All right. Look. I posted. I said YouTube Live.
Oh,
I
shit.
can't say it no more. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man.
And I'm sorry, man, that you didn't know. You know what I mean? But me, I'm a little more free with my stuff. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still
Let me tell you
fam.
something. No judgments over here, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Again, like since my cancer, I can trust for anybody has a thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, since that operation and I was in pain for 6 months, crazy pain, I could care less how anybody feels about
how anybody sees me,
what to do, could have done. Look, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm happy.
There you go. That's right.
I'm happy. I don't have no stress. You know what I'm saying? I got a good job that I love. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of people that I love. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, there's no point in sitting here sad about being alive.
No.
Yeah, I guess that's how I feel too. My circle is so tight, man. That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Weed helped me get there. I was not there.
Yeah, I understood, man.
It took down my anxiety. It made it so I could think. I wasn't so angry. I didn't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Not that I could. I couldn't lift my ass out the bed. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's a game. It changed the game for me. It made me like, look at what we're doing now. I'll tell you too. If I had no weed, this would be the last thing I would be doing, y'all. This would be the last thing. The only thing I would be doing is pretty much sitting around thinking, trying to do some music, trying to get my guitar together, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to please everybody, trying to be what people need me to be. I ain't gonna lie. Now,
that's the toughest thing about it.
All I want to be is what I need to be for me. That's it. And I can say that alcohol never made me feel like that. You know, a lot of people don't realize that alcohol is a depression. It brings out depression. It's a downer, man. And weed, it's an upper. Even though you feel kind of slow and it's different, but
you're mellow.
You're more. Your mind's not flying.
That problem that you was worried about.
You know what I mean?
It's not that big anymore. Yeah.
But the sad part is like you said, like just say like Philadelphia, is that just say they didn't have an alcohol bar, but they had a weed bar. It would be the same damn thing. You just chopping it up with boys, smoking some, smoking.
Having a smoke, yo.
Yeah, and it would be just, it's like going to a cigar shop or whatever else. I guess. I guess what I'm getting at. If they made it legal, how many people would just go there, chop it up, get some wings, and
there'd be a lot less fights. I'll tell you that.
Spousal abuse, people getting hurt, just a whole bunch.
That's another thing too.
We go on and on with that.
Yeah, like that's another thing too. Like the guy you say the Joe Smo next door, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, but yet he beats on his wife.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has no kind of drug addiction in his background at all, but he's beating on his wife. And then the person next door who doesn't do none of that, all they do is sit on these steps and he smoke weed every now and then. Don't bother nobody. Never heard anything bad about them. Mm-hmm. They get categorized as a pothead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's, same as it's crazy. It's just crazy, you know. It's crazy.
Yo, I'm gonna bounce, guys.
All right, brother.
Okay.
It
All
was
right
great
now.
having you, man. Thanks for coming on,
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah, thanks. It
It's
was
nice meeting you.
yeah, nice meeting you too, brother. Yeah, it was funny. It was like I literally before this meeting happened, I just got my new webcam in, so I wasn't sure if that shit worked or not.
It looks better than mine. I like yours, yo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Cool.
It really does
Yo,
look
yo, man, $40. It's called a Nexigo. Nexigo. Got like 16,000 reviews on Amazon.
Mexico.
Nexigo.
Mexico. What is it?
It's just a webcam. I just know what it is. I got
Oh,
a
the webcam Mexico. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I got. You know, I work in computers, Aaron. I got like so many monitors. I would need that. I didn't want to leave my laptop open.
It's all good, man.
All right,
No,
brother.
no. You have a good one, man. I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming by, talking about weed versus alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time, man.
Yeah, next time don't post me live, motherfucker.
It's always gonna be live. It's
I'm
always
like
gonna
shit,
be
man.
live.
I'm like
Yo,
working on a
I
job
invited,
here.
I invited 20 people. I think when they saw it was live, they was like,
Like,
nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping you don't have a big following, brother.
Oh,
For
I
the
don't.
first time.
I got 5 people that follow me, yo. You're good.
Thank God.
Very good.
Love you, brother. Yo,
Love you too.
ring me up.
I will, man. I will.
All right, man.
All right.
Later.
All right, man. Peace,
Later.
man. Peace.
Peace.
That was my boy, man. We grew up together, man, at the milk.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that it's down to 2, baby.
Man, same when you started. It started off with 2, going with 2, man.
Yeah, with 2, yo. Yo, I'm I don't know if I
Yeah,
have
well-
that much to talk more about the alcohol and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So until somebody get it back on, you was looking good in
Understood.
Division 2, dog. You was looking good in Division 2, dog. I was like, damn, dog. He still got it, yo. I was rusty.
I could tell, but one thing I did see was that you were quick.
Yeah.
You were rusty because you didn't know where you were going. You got a little
Yeah.
lost, turned around. But otherwise than that, you were still quick in your draw, though.
Yo,
Like
I'm
putting your
I'm
skills
still-
down.
My skills. Look, man, I'm better because I'm not. You know how you. Okay. The
When
thing
you first started, you couldn't even turn the man around when you first started, man. You didn't understand. The controller was your. It was like.
And then playing with y'all fools because y'all was so fast and like boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's go. I was like, I didn't even get the aim, nigga. Y'all so killed everybody.
It
Yo,
looked like you had octopus fingers out there, man. You couldn't figure out how to do
you know what's
nothing.
happening? I couldn't control it. Look, I would go to run, and next thing I'm looking at the ceiling, I'm looking at the ground, I'm looking at the ceiling, turning around, trying to, and I'm trying just to be able to look forward. You know what I'm saying? So when I was finally able to look forward, I was like, good. And I noticed I was afraid that was going to happen. It only happened 2 times when I got back.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you look a little rusty, but after that, you was all right. I'm like, all right, he getting it now. I see you getting it now. He's getting it now. Cause like that's all it was, man. You had a little rust on you, but after that, I was like, oh, he getting it now, man. He definitely getting it
And
now.
I'm not in that type of pain no more. You know, I was playing.
And that's another thing. Yeah, you only play for a couple of hours. I remember that. You only play for a couple of hours.
Look, I remember I couldn't even sit up, man. I couldn't even sit up when I was playing with y'all. I was like, but I was
I
doing
remember you
it.
tell me all the time. I remember that. Yeah, at one point in time, you was like, all right, now I gotta go, man. This is hurting too much.
Look,
I can
man,
dig it, man.
the last time I stopped was because that was after my second operation.
Right.
I was sitting here and trying to play, but I was in so much pain that I just couldn't focus. I couldn't see right. You know what I mean? That was before I stopped before I started smoking the weed.
Gotcha.
And then after I started smoking the weed, that's when my body started to heal. I started to feel better. It was easier to sleep. People don't realize, sleep. If you can't sleep,
I respect sleep so much. And as a 20-year-old, sleep is your enemy. because you want to see everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, me and my wife, man, you know, early in our relationship, we would literally be up to 2 or 3 in the morning. We got to leave for work at 6 o'clock.
Mm.
Just talking, watching movies, acting silly. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? At work, like, oh, we can't do that again. We tired. But do the same thing the next night. You know what I'm saying? But now in my 40s, no, no, no. I love my sleep.
Me too, man.
I
I can tell
love
you
it.
right now, man. Look. Once I hit 50, my sleep pattern was still the same. It was still the same all the way up till now. Like the most I could sleep is 5 hours. That's the most I could lay down. Um, I would just wake up and just be laying there. Sometimes I would just be
Mm-hmm.
laying there with my eyes open all night. In fact, a lot of times I would do that and just get up and go to the day. But I can tell you, man, once I started uh, applying the weed, you know, it was like now I start early. Like I can smoke and watch TV and just have a laugh sitting on my bed, you know, and I can do that for hours. I can do that for a few hours, and then when it's time to go to sleep, I go to sleep, and I'm usually asleep, you know, at a decent time now. I get about 7 to 8 hours now. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
that's what you're supposed to get. And but before I couldn't. It was impossible because my mind would just be going and going and going. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you got something that can help you change your life, I don't care what anybody say. Do it. Do it.
Agreed.
You
Agreed,
know what I
man.
mean?
110% agreed.
Because fuck someone's opinion. You know,
Mm-hmm. And
it,
think about it, man. If you follow what everybody told you to do, you would be crazy right
it'd be crazy.
because
Yo,
you can't achieve what everybody wants you to do. You cannot achieve it.
look, let me tell you how crazy that is. Because I had this chick, man, that I knew, and she seemed like she was good with money, really
Mm-hmm.
good with money, right? And I don't know, I'm sweating, but she seemed like she was really good with money, and she had gave me some advice to take out a loan. You know, take a loan out on my house. You know what I'm saying? And it would be paid off in a few years because it would automatically come out of my check, right? Without being taxed. And I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. But then, like later on in life, I'm watching this girl struggle because the funds ain't even like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and they're telling me all about, yeah, I had this credit card I had to get rid of, and my you know, everything is bad right now, and I was like, oh my God, I took advice from this chick. Let me tell you what happened to that $10,000 loan I took out, just sitting there in my bank account, right? That was my other check. That was my other check. I would spend my check up, and then I would take about $200 from $300. It was my other check. It was my check. Like you know how I get paid 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I got paid every week with that loan.
You were spending more than you had to.
Yo, it took like about 5 years to have before it was paid off.
I kind of figure I was about to add, say 5 years. ten
Took about
thousand
five
dollars.
years.
It's yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That was the stupidest thing I ever done. Listening to somebody who can't even do this. You know, I'm listening to somebody who can't get their stuff right. Next thing you know, I can't get my stuff right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here following behind. And I was like, you know what? That was the stupidest move I ever made, man. He said, listening to people will get you in trouble, man. I was the $10,000 in debt for no reason.
That's a lot of money too, man.
I didn't even finish my
Because
education.
the interest on that, it was probably skyrocketing, man.
Let me tell you something now, man. I save my money now, man. I don't play no games. I don't play. I save my money and I do what I can with the money I'm using outside of that. And
Okay.
that's why when I went through all this problem with all the health issues, I was able to still keep my house and pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And do other
And
things
maintain.
and
Right.
maintain. I was still able to maintain, and it did take away a lot of my money, but I still had money that I could go to just in case. You know what I mean? So I think the best thing everybody can do is just make sure there's something in the bank. You know, just sitting there. You don't even, you just go look at it to see how high it got. You know what I'm saying? But you don't mess with it. You don't really look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the best thing I ever done, man. I learned that from
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan, man. Tracy Morgan, you know, watching her, like, she changed my life with it. You know, my credit score is crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I don't even want to say it out
Because
loud. It's crazy. It's
I
good. It's
understood. Understood. Yeah, because
you
that's
know
how
what I'm
me and
saying?
Trenda me and Trenda same as we got a nice little nest egg, but before this situation that's going on right now happened, now we gotta go on that nest egg now. But luckily that it was there. And then with your help as well, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Luckily our nest egg was there. And then with your help as well, you know, we were able to make a lot of big moves now.
Good.
You know, yeah, because man,
People say stupid stuff like, "Why save money? You going to spend? You know, you can't spend it
you
when you."
can't take dead.
I'm like, well, that's the whole point. I don't. I need that money for when I'm about to die, so I can.
I still gotta live, don't I? I
I
still
still
gotta
got to
live.
live. You know what I mean? I got
I
bills,
can't.
yo.
You want me to work until I'm 95? You
I
want
mean,
me to work
what's
until I'm 90?
this? Black people don't live that long. Not African Americans. Men, we lucky we make it to 68. That's our luck. You're lucky if you make it to 68. So I'm like,
Shoot, that and this and not just that in this climate nowadays, man,
yeah.
nowadays with everything
Yeah,
that's going
it's
on,
crazy. It's crazy. I'm like, I'm looking outside at the pandemic, and I'm like, things are like nicer now and easier now because people are starting to believe that putting a mask on will save someone else's life and
some
stop the spread. It might even save your life. You know what I'm
some
saying?
people think that
Some people are starting
because
to
you still
believe
got the
that.
one you got some people out there that mm, I came in a me and my wife came into a matter of fact we took our granddaughter out right
Hmm.
and we went to a place called Sweet Frogs where we had her birthday party right and next door is a place called Edible Arrangements. We
Hmm.
walked inside the Edible Arrangements. A woman came out from the back and she was startled by our mask. Literally startled, like she almost jumped out of her shoes when she saw us
Oh,
wear a mask on. And I'm looking at her like, are you really scared of a person wearing a mask? I'm scared of people who don't wear masks and people who
yeah,
do.
yeah, that's what I do. I walk away from there. I don't hang around nobody. Don't wear a mask. I don't play games. My health is more important than yours.
Thank
My
you.
heart,
And
my
not just
health is more important than your comfort. I don't have to deal with that.
because my
I
thing is being that you already have health issues, why would you add more complications to
exactly,
that?
exactly.
If you knowingly have heart or lung or any kind of respiratory issues or any kind of issues in general with your health, why would you even play
Don't
roulette
even
with that?
play the game. It don't make no sense.
And
None.
then when they catch it, the first thing you want to do is hop online and ask for prayers and forgiveness. That's the first thing that they do.
Yes,
The
the first thing they
first
do.
thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel bad for people, you know what I'm saying, who catch that and then they gotta suffer. Our brother's suffering from it right now.
Yes,
My
yes,
brother,
yes,
your uncle.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
He's suffering from it right now. I
yes,
feel real bad
yes.
for him because I know it ain't no
I,
joke.
I called him. I called him earlier today, see how he was doing, making sure he was good and everything, man. And he was pretty down, but I was trying to cheer him up, let him know that it's going you're going to get rid of it eventually, but it just takes time. It's going to be
It's a
you just gotta,
long term type
and
of
that's
thing.
the when you're in the middle of it, it seems like it's forever. It
It
does.
does, man. It seems like it's
It
never done.
does
It seems like
because I'm over a year out after chemo, and during chemo, it felt like a lifetime. it felt like a lifetime doing chemo.
My
And
thing
now
is,
that
I started in November. My last operation was in January, and it took me still till April before I could even sit up and work, like telework. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I'm still at this time going through a lot of issues because of my need to. I gotta start walking and all that kind of stuff, and I've been so like. I'm telling you, I'm just so happy to not be in pain. I don't even want to go outside. I don't want to walk around. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be.
you want to agitate it. You don't want to
I don't
agitate
want
it.
to
You want
agitate. I'm scared. I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie.
right.
I'm scared. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
understood.
Oh man, I hate it. I hate it.
Understood. It's the angst of what if I tweak something again?
Yeah, I'm afraid that while I'm walking, I'm afraid I'm gonna be walking on my, doing a little walk, and all of a sudden my back go out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or my legs buckle under me. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard to
Understood.
stand straight up now. It's still my muscles for standing straight up are just coming back. Like if I might look like I'm standing straight up when I walk, but I'm really hunched. I'm really like hunched over a little bit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm walking. I'm gonna start walking. I know I gotta stop. One of the reasons why I'm doing this right here is for motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I'm an introvert, so I feel
Right.
like I feel like if I do this, I can save my life. You know what I mean?
Understood. Yeah.
It's positive. So it doesn't matter if I got 20 people on here or just two people on here. I'm doing something that I would never have done before. And you know what?
We.
Weed helped me do it. Now, I play the guitar from a lot of places,
Hmm.
that was never that hard. But this is hard, man.
You know why? Because you're putting yourself out there. Again, you say you're an introvert. I'm the same exact way. I'm an
Yeah.
introvert too. That's why I play video games. If my
Hmm.
wife want to go out somewhere, we go out somewhere. It don't really matter to me. We
Yeah.
can go do whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I like being home.
Yeah, because I don't really do parties and stuff like that unless it's like with the fam, you know what I'm saying? Or with my
Right.
fam. I don't really do a whole lot of, yo, they throwing a party down the street at that. I don't care. I don't know them fools. We don't play that. No. No. I like to know who I'm going to be with and how it's going to go. It's just
Understood.
I think it's part of the makeup of Aaron. You know what I mean? And it's okay. It's okay. I used to be mad at myself. I used to be like, why ain't you like everybody else, yo? Because I'm not supposed to be.
There you go.
And you know, I'm about to end this soon, Don, because we've been on here for at least an
Okay.
hour. I said I was
Over an
going to make
hour
it
now.
7 to 9, man, but it's just me and you,
Yeah.
and I think we've done enough.
There you go, man. All right now.
Our nephew, man, love you, man, with all my heart, man.
Love
I'm
you
so
too.
glad that you're doing
Same
so
here,
much better,
man.
man.
I'm saying for you, man. I'm glad you feeling better, and we talk about doing this for a long time too, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about doing this for a while, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get all the likes and all that kind of stuff. I just want to have fun.
It's it's that's it. That's it. That's
You
it,
know,
man.
I was
But
sitting,
if you get that $20 million contract,
I don't even know if I want to
you
work
know.
that hard. I'm close to retirement. I'm good, though. I do not
Ain't
have
nothing
to
wrong.
look. I do not have to be a high value man to enjoy my life, yo.
There you go. Understood.
You know what I'm saying? But
Understood.
I enjoy the value I have, and I'm very complete with it.
That's why I say I love my circle, man. I love my circle, man. All of y'all, man. I love my circle.
Yeah, me too, man. I love my circle, man. Look,
Yeah.
Andre, my Milts, and my fam. It's just make things a lot easier, man. But
It does.
I'm gonna end this, man, and
All
I'm
right.
glad that we did this, and I'm very happy that you came, man, because I had no idea we was gonna be talking like we've been talking. You know?
Got you. Got you.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless you, brother.
You
Peace to
too. All
anybody who watched.
there you
All
go.
right. We're gonna end this. So
All
you
right.
have a good one now.
You too. All
All
right.
right, man. Love you.
Love you too. Later.
Later.